Hello and welcome to We Got Options with the Doctor and Son. And today we're wanting to do a show regarding journaling. So we know we've done a show about journaling previously, but we're wanting to do this show and probably will do more shows about journaling because along with the fact that I have started publications with our my first book, Fragile Brokenness, I've also started my journals, and my journals are kind of like my babies. They are actually ideas that I started out with when I first came into the counseling field about 20 years ago. And I really wanted to have some structure and some guidance to a lot of the therapy services I do. So, with that being said, I've always wanted to do journals. I always wanted them to be like a book or a publication of sort, but was never really able to get to that whole actuality of being able to do it. So today is one of those, journaling is one of those things I'm going to talk about. So, of course, we are happy that you guys tuned in to listen to us. We got options with the doctor and son. Of course, I'm Dr. Latasha McElwain, and we have my son, Tremaine Green. We basically talk about our overall mental health and wellness. We are trying to make sure that we're getting out some good content in regards to taking care of yourself, not just on the mental health level, but on all the other levels and all the other wavelengths that actually tune into your mental health, which would be your physical health, your financial health, your emotional health, all these different areas that come into play when we're talking about making sure that we're good and we're, making, having a good life and creating a great lifestyle for ourselves. So, as we're talking about journaling today, wanted to kind of jump in and just talk in general as it in regards to why people journal. Okay. So one of the reasons why people tend to journal is because it's one of the quickest ways to put your feelings down on paper. It's a good way to keep a record of your things going on a daily basis. It's also a good way of keeping up with, what has happened and what is going on and things you're looking forward to. So a lot of people tend to write down different things of that nature. Some people do it in terms of gratitude. Some people do it in terms of emotion. Some people do it in terms of what they're eating today. Some people do it in terms of how much money they're spending. And I think I mentioned all of these because I've done it in some sense in all these different areas in my life. So, with that being said, a lot of times journaling brings us a definitely a time, I would say, of some clarity. Journaling also tend to help us reduce our stress levels by being able to reflect on what has happened and then give us a little bit of introspect also based on what we are considering and putting on paper, recording, keeping for our notes and things of that nature. So a lot of times when we think about journaling, it's really something that helps a lot of people. And of course, in my field, mental health, that's one of the things that we tend to do with a lot of our patients, a lot of our clients that come through. We encourage them to journal. Okay. So, journaling is a process in which we tend to help our clients, again, clarify, reflect, have a little bit of uh, introspect based on everything that's going on and help them kind of clear their minds and really put things into perspective also. So, with that being said, some of the tips when we're talking about journaling, I usually tell people you can start journaling with just basic things that are happening. If you want to keep an intake journal, food intake journal, if you want to keep up with, again, we said gratitude, if you want to keep up with some of your emotions, if you want to keep up with your everyday events and everyday activities, if you want to document, your child's life and the things that they're doing, there are journals out there that could be a, baby first year journal or a pregnancy journal. So there are a lot of different ways that you can do it. A lot of times I tell individuals you can purchase a special notebook or you can just purchase a composition notebook. And so with Insightful Options and Green McElwain Foundation, Dr. Dream Dancer Studio, also with Dr. Latasha McElwain.com, we are, putting more emphasis in having people to purchase one of our journals, which would be their special notebook, in order to create that journal of information that they're wanting to use. And because we're doing this in a workshop fashion or a class fashion, we're going to be kind of making sure that individuals have one of our journals that we're going to be working through, and to help them, have maybe some prompts, or if they just want a blank page journal, those are the things that we're working on, and we're getting into the whole publication of that via Amazon. And we're going to have a good bit of journals out there for individuals to invest in, and then be able to use it in scenarios where they can start investing in themselves and work on changing their lives so that they could, be in a better mental state, better physical state, just a better state of being in their entire life. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back after these messages. Hello, and welcome to We Got Options with the Doctor and Son. It is February 2024, and we are proud to announce that we have been officially podcasting for 1 year. And with that success, we have fully transitioned to YouTube. So now you can catch us at www.youtube.com at Insightful Options. So you can catch us weekly now at YouTube, and we will be listed under Insightful Options. Please decide to join us, and please subscribe and listen to our show. Thanks so much, and have an amazing day. And we're back with We Got Options with the Doctor and Son. So at the beginning here, talking about journaling, I kind of jumped in and gave some real good reasons why people start journaling, and also started talking a little bit about our journey with journaling and wanting to put journals out in the public and being able to use them. Again, I said I use them because of the type of work I do, therapeutic work. Having journaling or doing journals is something that really helps in our realm. And again, I mentioned having possibly a special notebook that you utilize. One of the things I wanted to mention is when you're journaling, you definitely want to keep it simple. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and have Tremaine jump in a little bit and tell us a little bit of what he think about when it comes down to, journaling, and, how he feels on that level when it comes to journaling. So Tremaine, what are your thoughts?
I think it's very, very helpful, to very much see where you come, like where you start and where you're going, leading on to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like when you're working out and things like that, you can keep that for like, oh, today I could do this many push-ups today. It's a good way to keep an active reminder of how far you've come.
Absolutely, it's a great indicator.
We always miss how far we've come in our journeys. We don't really see it, and I'm like, that's a great indicator to have for a journey of any type, really.
Absolutely. A lot of times when I do start people journaling, Tremaine, I talk to them about setting up a 21-day challenge, or of course, what we typically do is a 31-day challenge. So a 21-day challenge is what, research says that could be the, helping people get into journaling and keeping it a habit. Making it a habit. But we like to go with a 31-day journal because that gives you 31 days of the month to start working on bettering yourself, working on whatever it is that you're going to be doing to work towards, whatever goal you're kind of on. Mm-hmm. And it usually is very helpful. A lot of times when I tell individuals that start journaling, I tell them, challenging yourself with that 21 to 31 days is always amazing. But also when you are journaling, you don't have to really judge yourself when you're journaling. You just writing down your thoughts.
I'm about to say it's just you and the journey.
Yeah, it's just, writing down, things that you are.
I think some people tend to get too in their head if they start to comment too much about everything.
Exactly. And I think that's the biggest part of journaling is that I tell people, whatever's in your head, you're getting out of your head. So you're writing these things down and kind of helping yourself to relax a little bit too and not, keep everything in there and keep those thoughts racing. I do have a lot of patients that come through to have racing thoughts. And we do work on journaling to kind of help them with slowing that down a good bit and putting those thoughts out of their head so they're able to take
Yeah.
a nap, go to sleep, have a good night.
Some people have too much information going through it.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes our bandwidth gets to, it's just a lot, period. So, you know,
Yeah.
and some of us we can hold it and some of us we can't. But I think for all of us, it's probably best not to hold it because we're trying to maintain.
Thing you both definitely have like you can remember every detail, and I'm sitting here struggling to remember details. I'm like no details.
Yeah, I got
I
you.
don't need the details. I'm like if I were when I wrote in journals when I was a kid, it
Hmm.
was more to the effect of, it's really just the journey. It's not. I'm not really thinking about it
Uh-huh.
super deep.
Right. And that's why we say don't worry about judging yourself. You can't judge yourself when you're journaling. Um, Another thing to think about is being positive. So when you're journaling, you kind of want to stay a little bit positive there.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're doing something. If you're journaling, I would assume you have a goal of some sort.
Absolutely. When you are putting out
So I would assume that
yeah.
being on the journey to your goal, I'm like the fact that you're on this journey at all and having something that you're writing it down
Mhm.
is a huge step. Some of us don't get on the train.
Exactly. And I think a lot of times people be like, well, I'm writing, you say stay positive, but I'm writing about my traumas. Well, okay, it's an excellent way to start unpacking those traumas.
Yeah,
A lot of time is through journaling.
because
That's how people do it.
the best way to process it is to get it out. If
Absolutely.
it's always staying in your head, how can you? Some of us can't verbalize our
Mm,
feelings as
mhm.
well as others. So
Mhm.
writing it out might be that constructive
Yeah.
hobby that you need to help evaluate what's going on with you.
Absolutely. I think when it comes to personal traumas, because it is a difficult situation in your life you're dealing with, I think a lot of times when you're able to stay on a positive track and get it out, that's helping. That's a helping process in the healing process. That's a helping part of the healing process.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think sometimes people get all caught up in
Yeah, you get caught up in your memory of the trauma, but it's like, no, you're letting it out. You have to let it out somewhere.
exactly.
Like I say, keeping things bottled up, it tends to come out in other places.
Exactly, in different ways in your
Yeah.
lifestyle,
And,
things you're doing as an
and
adult.
yeah, I'm about to say, and writing it out is letting it out, even if it's just to yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So, that's one of the things we want to focus a little bit more on is finding out and working through having workshops of writing and journaling so that we can have something for younger kids and for, adults that you can start, something that will be for you. And a lot of times people be like, "Oh, I don't want to write in a journal because someone will end up reading it." Well, that journal one day could
I'll,
possibly be your book.
I mean, I'll even say it. I
Mhm.
would say don't think of it in a somebody's gonna read my thoughts,
Mhm.
because in my opinion, if I were to pass on and I had a journal and somebody close to me read that journal, they get a deeper understanding of me
Absolutely.
that they never would have gotten
Mhm.
if they just go off memories.
Absolutely.
They get this understanding, this footnote that they're like, that's how he was like, that's how he felt about this.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. That's a lot. Yeah, and
And
that
I'm
makes
like,
sense.
that can give anyone in your life closure that they would never have gotten if you did.
Absolutely. If you didn't document things. So that was one of the reasons why I did write the book that I wrote, Fragile Brokenness, is because it actually documented my life to a certain degree, but it also talked about different things that really was instrumental in me becoming a therapist and really realizing that I enjoy helping people. I enjoy speaking to people. I enjoy uplifting people. And I enjoy processing through people's different situations in life and figuring out, okay, what can we do and how can we approach this, and what can be an outcome for us, and really helping people realize that positivity and negativity are two totally different things. And if we look for negative, we're going to find negative.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The thing is not that you can't not. It's not the thing to get rid of negativity. It's to know how to process it.
Process through it. Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
because negative things are going to happen.
Right. But the biggest part of that is looking for the positive. If you look for the negative, you're going to find the negative. If you look for the positive, you're going to find the positive. But the goal is do I want to wake up every day and look for the negative? Of course, you'll find it every single day. Or
Yep.
do you want to wake up every day knowing that, feeling, first of all, grateful and blessed that you opened your eyes and, breath was, you had a breath to take, and you're breathing, and you're able to get up and you're able to walk. You have people that can't get up and walk. You got people that don't even wake up in the morning. So it's a blessing to be able to you know be alive. you
Mhm.
know
And we take for granted our connections to other people.
oh yeah.
So like we don't know what we mean to other people because we don't. No one ever says it, but it's
Hmm.
it's it's assumed what that you're important to somebody. But I'm like, no. If you like, I mean, that's what I meant about like leaving the journal. You can
Hmm.
you can say that about how you feel about somebody,
Absolutely.
and even if it was just to yourself to reaffirm like how what your position is and how you feel about
Hmm.
a person.
Hmm.
Because I mean, when when my great grandmother and my mother's grandmother passed away, you
Hmm.
know, we always want more time, and we feel like we can get to know a person even more. So
Hmm.
and she was alive for a long time,
Absolutely.
but I still wanted more.
Yeah.
And it's like if she had a journal, oh, I'd be all up in it.
Oh yeah.
Not even just to like be in her business. I just just to know more.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that's important. Yeah. When we're thinking about family, and we're thinking about, legacy, and we're thinking about what people leave behind for us and things of that nature. And I think it's amazing to leave something that personal behind, with just the thoughts and the conversations that go on in someone's head, and and their feelings and things of that nature. I think that's a major um a major component,
Yeah, because we'll never honestly know.
Absolutely.
As
Yeah.
much as we know each other, we'll never know what we honestly think about everything about
Oh,
that goes
absolutely.
on and on. We won't know everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with that, we'll go ahead and go to a commercial break, and we'll be back. We got options with the Doctor and Son, a family conversation discussing mental health and wellness topics weekly with a variety of special guest appearances. Join us every Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. on www.wdrbmedia.com. And we're back with We Got Options with the Doctor and Son. All right, so we're wrapping up our little conversation we are having about journaling. And we're having this conversation again because one of the big things that I have fallen in love with is journaling over my 20 years of being a therapist. And it's been something that has been really helpful in all parts of my life, when it comes down to finances, when it comes down to the food intake, when it comes down to exercise, and when it comes down to looking at my emotions and my feelings and dealing with things. I've been very, very it's been very instrumental in my life. So one of the things that I do again is use it with my clients. And so with that being said, wanted to just put some good information out there about journaling, and then also share the fact that we're going to have journals on Amazon. So we are publishing, we're in the process of publishing more journals on Amazon. We currently have one journal on Amazon, which is the Emotional Self Care for Black Women. It's a journal and a workbook. It is about 100, and I want to say maybe 100 to 120 pages, and it is a lot of good information in there about us getting to the point of taking care of ourselves. And it's a real good journal for the most part. And we'll also have the next journal that is going to be published on Amazon is going to be the 31-day mental health wellness journal. Now that one is going to be where you're going to be looking at some phrases and words on a daily basis, and then really talking about how it makes you feel to utilize those terms and think about the meaning of those terms and those phrases throughout the month. And of course, in the emotional self-care for Black women, it's going to be a lot of phrases also and words in that one, but it's also going to be some activities in that one that's going to give you a little bit more. You're going to be jumping in a little bit more with things that you can actually do to kind of enforce that self-care in your life. So with that being said, these journals are going to be available on Amazon. The Emotional Self Care Journal for Black women is about $17.99 on Amazon. The other one that is going to be coming out, the 31-day mental health wellness journal, that one I think is going to be right around maybe $17.99. It might be $14.99. Not sure yet because that one is coming to Amazon within the week or so. And then we look at the current journals that we have that you can actually purchase from us. And those are when we go out for our book signings. That one would be the Health and Wellness Journal, the Mental Health Wellness Journal. Then it'll also be the Coping with Depression. That journal will be a 31-day journal as well. And then the Healthy Boundaries journal is a little bit different. And that one's real cool because basically you have each week to kind of work on the healthy boundaries of that week and come up with things that you're going to be doing. It gives you prompts and everything else. And you'll figure out, okay, how do I get to a point of setting up healthy boundaries for me in the scenarios and the situations that I go through? And that one also is about 8 weeks. So every week there's a prompt, there's a journal prompt to work through for the entire week, which helps you to be able to develop over a 2-month period some more healthier boundaries in your life when you're dealing with yourself and when you're dealing with the people around you. So those are $20 when we sell them normally at our book signing events that we're having. So of course, we're having a book signing event the whole month of February. We've had a few and we're having some more. We're having them in March and April as well. We are definitely looking forward to bringing all of our published books as well as all of our books that were made out of binders. We're bringing all that to the table and we're wanting to put that information out there. And additionally, when we're doing our book signings, we're also going to be adding a little workshop onto it as well. And that workshop will actually be where we're actually introducing young kids, teenagers, adults, to journaling and writing, getting more into it. And we have the blank journals that they'll be able to work from. And those blank journals will be the Insightful Options and Green McElwain Foundation and the Dr. Dream Dancer Studio, all of those journals, and the ones that are on Amazon will be the ones that are $7.99 and they have blank pages on the inside. So with that being said, we've got a lot of good stuff happening and we just want to be in the community and be able to put out some good, again, content, but also be able to introduce our younger generation to what we, consider our writing, our literacy, the arts and different things of that nature so that we can, really be able to influence them and encourage them to be more involved in, educational type activities. So, yeah. So, Tremaine, any thoughts you got on, just really being able to work with people and just getting out there in the community and, putting that effort forward?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to focus on younger people because if you start some of this stuff early, it's stuff that really compounds when you're older. it's harder to get into things when you're older. It's easier to get things when you're younger.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, even the first workshop that we're gonna have, we're definitely looking at having a younger bunch. We're looking at having, elementary school students come through because we really want to focus on that and really focus on that side of, for me, being an author, and of course for Mike and Tremaine coming along with me, them being co-authors with me with a lot of the stuff that I'm truly doing. So even with our blank journals, they're considered a part of that because they're definitely involved with the Green McElwain Foundation. We are the founders of it. So all of us are involved in making sure that, we get the message out there when it comes down to all the good things that we can do as a foundation in the community. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up now, and we hope that you will come back to listen to us and hear us talk about all the good content that we have to talk about when we're talking about our overall mental health, wellness, and making sure that we are taking care of ourselves and we're putting our best foot forward in not just our lives, but we're doing it in our lives in order to be able to do it in others' lives and be able to help the people around us and the communities around us. So, with that being said, we hope you come back and join us again next week, and I hope you have a great one. Bye bye.